Healthy, fit and strong for a lifetime. Sounds good, doesn't it? But if you're unfit, weak, frail, out of shape, depressed, life is not going very well at the moment, and you wanted to start an exercise program, would you pick one that gives you results in a really short period of time or takes a long time? It seems like a ridiculous question. Is it possible that one of the biggest reasons that people quit exercise is they don't get the results that they want? So what results do you want? When do you want them? Most people say yesterday. I want to be fit, strong, lean. They start an exercise program, they don't get results quickly, so they quit. So as an exercise professional, and I've been doing this all of my life, it's been one of my driving forces. How do we get people to stick to their exercise program? Do we need to have a slow, boring program, or do we need to have a fast one? Red makes you go faster. So I'm always thinking red, red, red. The interesting thing about the energy systems for your body, there's an energy system called the aerobic system, and we live in it all day long. So we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide, we burn carbohydrate, fat, a little bit of protein, and we live there 24/7 unless we do high intense activity. So then comes the lactate system, which is often called the green zone, because if you exercise really hard, anywhere from 10 seconds to 2 to 3 minutes, you get a burning sensation in your muscles and you feel sick. So as an exercise professional, I want to keep people out of the green zone, particularly if they're starting an exercise program. There are some elite athletes that quite enjoy that green feeling of getting sick and getting burning muscles. But for most people, that's one of the reasons why if you push them too hard, they stop exercising, because their muscles are burning and they feel sick. So what about the red zone? What about the place or the energy system or the way to exercise that gives you the fastest results in the shortest period of time in the safest way possible? And that is the red zone. Red zone means fast. So in the human body, that's called the phosphate system, which is 100% effort to get 100% result. You might have heard it in school, year 9, year 10 science, which is the fight and flight stress phenomenon inside your body. Your hormonal system, when you're under threat, goes into overload to help you run away from the threat or to turn and kill the threat. And it gives you everything you need very, very fast. And I always have a bit of a joke, and it's obviously not funny, but here in the South Island of New Zealand, we have wild pigs. And if a wild pig jumped into this green space right now, I wouldn't say, excuse me, Mr. Pig, I have to warm up, I have to stretch, I have to get into my fat burning zone. I would just run, and if I was a hunter, I'd run towards my gun to kill the pig. That's called fight and flight. If I had strong muscles and I could fight that thing, I'd probably try that too, because I want to stay alive. And that's the whole thing about the red system, the phosphate system, the 100% effort system. It's about giving you everything you need to stay alive so that you can thrive. Not to exist, not to just get enough to get by, not just to burn a little bit of fat or to get a little bit fit, but to be 100% fit, 100% strong, 100% mentally tough, so that you can feel good all of the time. That's what that system's designed for. Now, if you look at the hormonal system, the whole hormonal system's designed to make sure that our life is brilliant, basically, because if you fight and flight and you stay alive, then you feel good. Your brain produces serotonin, which is a satisfaction neurotransmitter. I love my life. It produces dopamine, which is a rewards neurotransmitter. Congratulations, you're an excellent fighter or flighter. You ran away from the threat or you turned and killed it. So congratulations, you should feel good about yourself. And then brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is fertilizer for your brain, so that if next time the pig is bigger, the threat's bigger, your angry boss is nastier, something horrible happens in your life you have to overcome that's worse than what you've already handled, your body is better for next time. So to wrap all of that up, if you exercise in the fight and flight phosphate red zone, which is 100% effort to get 100% result, which is only 10 seconds, is it possible that's where you'll get the best results? Now, there's a lot of argument, of course. And there's a lot of argument about, well, you should walk before you should run before you sprint. But if your body's under threat, you won't walk. If you've got a burglar break into your house, you won't walk away, you'll run away as fast as you can. Your body will give you everything that you need to move at 100% effort to stay alive. But we can create those situations all day, every day. So rather than let's go for a walk, let's go for a gentle bike ride, let's go for take the puppy dog out for a romp in the park, They're all the things that you can do without any effort if you're really fit and strong. So if you love to go walking, for example, and I do, I love walking around the lake, at the river, I love hiking up mountains, I love going out for long periods of time, and I don't call that exercise. To me, that's just recreation and a great way to live your life. But because I'm really fit and because I'm really strong, I can go and do those things for hours and hours without it being any effort. Because I'm really fit and really strong, I have a tread desk, for example, so I can walk on my tread desk at about 7 kilometres an hour and talk about 10,000 steps. One day I did count my steps because I just think it's hilarious. Why do we do 10,000? And I did like 45,000 just doing my normal work during the day because I don't sit down on my backside when I do my work at my desk. I'm walking. But that's not exercise. That's just being able to do the things that you want to do because you're fit and strong. So because I've got strong muscles and bones, and because I've got a really fit heart and lung system, cardiovascular respiratory system, I can walk for a very long period of time. The other really challenging thing, if you are doing slow, boring, long exercise to get results, it takes a long time to get results, and you often end up with an overuse injury. Because if you go jogging, if you go walking for long times, and you do that every single day, every time you hit the ground, you're putting stress through your body. But if you do 10 seconds of high intense activity, first of all, it's only 10 seconds, so you're not hitting the ground very often, even if you are jumping. But you can kick, you can punch, you can use a cross trainer, you can use a rowing machine, you can use a bike, you can use a treadmill, doesn't matter, soft sand, run up hills, all the things that get you puffed really quickly. Stairs are fantastic. You run up a flight of stairs, you get to the top and you're puffed because it's only 10 seconds. But what happens when you get puffed is it's not very long, so the pressure through your body is not very long, so it's a much safer way to exercise. Psychologically, a much better way to exercise because it's only 10 seconds. So if you have to psych yourself up to go out for a walk for 30 minutes or an hour, or do a class at the gym for 45 minutes, or we're going biking today but we're doing it for exercise and we're going to be out for 2 hours, you pace yourself through that process because it's such a long time. When it's only 10 seconds, you don't need to pace yourself. I often use this as an example. Most people don't exercise at all. So the further you get away from zero exercise, which is what most people do, the less likely they are to do it and the less likely they are to stick to it long term. And that's my most important question. Do you want to be healthy, fit, strong, lean, energetic for the rest of your life? Do you want it to take a long time or a short time? Do you want your exercise to be really long, slow and boring, or do you want it to be fast? And to me, that's just a no-brainer. If you study how the human body works, we live in the aerobic system, burning muscles and feeling sick, nauseous in the green zone, in the lactate system, doesn't make a lot of sense unless you're an athlete that has to train there. But if you go at 100% effort, and this is what's really interesting, if you get 100% fit and 100% strong in the phosphate system, the red zone, that put in 100% effort to get 100% result, is it also then possible that you'd be better in the green zone because you're really fit? You'd be better doing long distance endurance events because you are super fit and super strong. I'll give you another really interesting example. I taught group exercise classes for 23 years. And I stopped teaching group exercise classes because 45 minutes or an hour or even 30 minutes to me is such a ridiculous amount of time to exercise at moderate intensity or to pace yourself through. And you'll often hear that, work at your own pace. I used to say it, this is a 45-minute class, work at your own pace. In other words, pace yourself through it, which means not putting in 100% effort. So now I teach a class at the martial arts studio. It's called Fight Fit for Fun. And it literally is 10 seconds of sprinting, 10 seconds of jumping, 10 seconds of punching and kicking. And I watch carefully what's going on because I don't want people to get into the green zone. I don't want them to feel sick or to have their muscles burning. I want them to get really puffed. And I've given elite athletes exercise programs and classes. I've been doing this all of my life. And very few of them can exercise at the intensity that we do in the Fight Fit for Fun class. Because most athletes don't exercise at 100% effort. Unless you're a 100-metre sprinter, for example, which is the ultimate example of phosphate system, 100% effort, go as hard as you can. Every other race is a pace race. 100% effort in 100 metres is, for me, the ultimate race. And have a look at the bodies of the people that run 100 metres. That's pretty cool. I'm sharing that with you because I don't understand why we would put in half an effort to get a big result. Why go walking if you want to be super fit? Why lift light weights if you want to be super strong? Why go for a very long time if the biggest excuse for people is I don't have time to exercise? And even if you've got time now, if you've got time to walk for an hour or go jogging for half an hour or go to the gym for 45 minutes and do a class, what if there comes a time in your life when you don't have time to get to the gym, you don't have time to walk for an hour? Do you still want to be fit and strong? You might have a baby, change jobs, go on holidays, all the reasons that people use for getting out of shape, losing their fitness, losing their strength. Don't you want to maintain your strength for your whole life, maintain your fitness for your whole life? And 10-second high intensity, 100% effort sprints, jumping, punching, squatting, anything that puts in 100% effort. And behind me is a mountain. If you start running up a hill, you get puffed really quickly. If you run through soft sand, you get puffed really quickly. If you run upstairs, you get puffed really quickly. They're all really great examples of 100% effort to get 100% results, so you get really fit and really strong. So then you can go and do all the things that you want to do. So if you want to live your life to the max, if you want to live your life fast, do everything fast so you're really fit and really strong so that you can get more done in a day. That's one of the things I always get excited about. I do everything faster. Yes, I have a tread desk, so I'm moving all the time. I sleep deeply because I'm moving all the time, so when I go to bed, I'm really tired. I can vacuum the floor really fast. I can clean the car really fast. Everything I do, I can do much, much faster, which also means I'm burning calories much, much faster, which means you can, if you love food like I do, you can eat whatever you bloody well want because A, you've got a healthy brain and a healthy endocrine system. So you eat when you're hungry, you stop eating when you're full, you never overeat because your body's healthy, fit and strong on the inside. But to get fit and get strong, it's 100% effort. It's not plod, jog, go for a walk, do a slow class and pace yourself through it. Put in 100% effort to get 100% result so that you can be healthy, fit and strong and live your life to the max for a lifetime. Woohoo! Live your life to the max. Yeah.